Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so today insyaAllah we'll discuss on the general principle of Takaful. Basically there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eight principle of Takaful. So the first one is permissible interest. Second one is utmost good faith, indemnity, subrogation, contribution, proximate cost, warranty and tabarruk. Okay, so basically all these principles is practiced by both conventional and takaful because they are operating the business of insurance. Okay, except for tabarruk lah. Except for tabarruk is practiced by takaful, not the conventional insurance. Okay, so we will discuss one by one of these principles. So the first one is principle of permissible interest. Okay, so how to simply understand this principle is basically the interest that is permissible to be protected by takaful. Okay, the interest that is permissible to be protected to get a coverage from the takaful. Okay, so the basic principle of takaful requires the participants to have interest. Right? The participant must have interest on the subject matter or the items that they want to seek protection. Okay, when it happen loss or damage to the items, okay, then it will result financial loss. Then the participant can acquire protections or assistance from the takaful to cover the losses. Okay, so what are the types of the interest that is permissible to get a protections? Okay, basically it exists because of this scenario. The first one is the ownerships of property. The participant must own the property or must own the subject matter that they wanted to protect. Okay, so the owners of property will lose the lose financially if their property is damaged or destroyed. For example, we want to protect that a car, and then we must own the car first before we get protection. We get protection from the any takaful company to protect the car. Okay, so the ownerships towards the property or the item. Okay, the ownership lah. Then we cannot subscribe to the takaful scheme to protect our friend's car or to protect our family members' car. Okay, no, cannot. We can only subscribe to takaful products if that subject matter is belong to us. Okay, and then potential legal liability. Permissible interest can also exist when there is a financial loss arising from legal liability. For example, employers have legal liability to pay compensation to their employees if accident occurred. Okay. So the legal liability which is between two parties, like say like a university and the student. So the university can seek protections which is a general takaful from any takaful operator to protect the student. Okay, they must have a legal relationship. Okay, legal relationship and legal liability like husband and wife. Okay, because husband is liable to the wife and then to the family, so that is why he can subscribe to any takaful product to protect his family, including wife and children. Okay, legal liability and legal relationship. But if a man wants to seek protections to protect his fiancée, it is illegal. So cannot. Okay, must have a legal relationship. Yeah, and then the third scenario is contractual right. The interest can be established if there is a provision in the contract that one party is financially responsible for any loss or damage to the property and third party third party liability. It is already contracted in the agreement. If if let's say between buyer and seller, okay, within this cooling period of times, within 1 year, if there is anything happens to the house, so the seller responsible to cover for any losses. So it is contractual right. Okay. Contractual right is already stated in the agreement that and then like warranty given by a seller to the buyer for a certain goods, very expensive goods. So they have a third party liability lah, liability or responsibility toward the third party. Okay. So these are the scenario that must be exist when someone or when we want to apply or subscribe to any takaful scheme. We must have interest and legal interest toward the items or the subject matter. Okay. So far clear? Clear, yeah?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Okay.
Doctor.
Okay. Okay, next principle is at most good faith. At most good faith. So it requires the participant to disclose all the material facts to the takaful operator relating to the takaful contract. So the purpose is to allow takaful operator to decide whether it should provide the takaful cover and the amount of takaful contribution that should be collected. So both parties basically to disclose all related information. So it is at most good faith principle basically need all parties to disclose, to be sincere, to be honest on any related information that needed for the takaful contract. Okay, so failure to reveal vital information, even if not asked for it, give the aggrieved party the right to regard the contract as a void. Okay. Uh, so when the participant first approach the takaful agent or any takaful operator, then the agent will give a form to write down to fill up any related information. If the participant fail or hide some things, some information that needed or do not inform any informations related to the risk or to the family members, for example. So when at the times of claims, then it is found some information that is not disclosed, so they can't get the claims later on. Okay. So like status of the participant, smoker or non-smoker. So it's carry a heavy weightage for the takaful operator to the underwriter. Underwriter basically their task is to measure the risk weightage of the participant. For smoker, they will be risky. They can offer the takaful protection but with a expensive contributions lah, because it's risky. Okay, smoker and non-smoker, and then the history of family members, whether have been diagnosed with any critical illnesses, and then whether the participant have been admitted to the hospital for certain illnesses. Okay, so all the informations need to be disclosed. Okay, especially when it's related to the risk and relate with the protections. Okay, because sometimes people want to hide the information to get very low contributions. So when it is found later, so then they will not get the claims because the contract is considered void. Okay. And in Surah An-Nisa verse 29, Allah said, do not misappropriate your property among yourself in vanities, but let there be amongst you traffic and trade by mutual consent. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil. We cannot we cannot eat others money or take profit from the transactions with unfair practice. Okay, so the transaction must be done with a fairness and mutual consent. Mutual consent meaning that the parties that involved know all the related informations, and then the elements of reda. Reda is accept and consents on the contract. Okay, so if one of the party mislead the informations or do not give right information, so it's considered as unfair, and then mutual consent cannot be achieved. Okay, so not only the participant but the takaful operator or the takaful agents must also disclose all related information. Okay, sometimes they do not disclose a certain informations. So when the participant found out certain coverage is not covered, so they will be like regret to subscribe. I think many cases happens. Okay, they do not been informed, not been informed by the agents that these certain types of illness is not covered. So they think that it will cover. Okay, so no mutual consents basically. If one of the parties do not informs with have not been informed with relevant and related information to the contract. Okay, that one is the second principle. Okay, then this principle also important for the conventional insurance. Okay. Okay, and then the third principle is indemnity. So what is indemnity? Indemnity is restorations of the claimant or the participant to the same financial position immediately because of losses. So, and then the takaful operator responsible to pay to the participant based on the losses on behalf of other participants. Because the operator just act as operator and trustee. When something happens to the participants, they are responsible to pay for the losses or for the claim. Eh? It is subject to the accuracy of the sum covered and other restrictions based on the contract that they agreed. So what are the coverage, and then what are the terms and the conditions if it is fulfilled, and then takaful operator responsible to pay. Okay, they cannot neglect, or they cannot give excuse or just intentionally to extend the periods of the claim process. Okay, and then it is also to ensure the participant does not get more than his actual amount of loss to prevent the participant from making profit from the claim. So in this case, the process of making claims need to be done thoroughly lah by the takaful operator. They have to. That is why takaful operator will have one special or dedicated department to investigate, and then for the claim purpose. Claim department. So the claim department responsible to investigate, to find the proof whether the claims or the receipt is original or not, and then to relate with the terms and the conditions that stipulate in the agreement. Okay, but overall they are responsible to restore or to pay the claims made by the participant if the participant fulfill all the requirements, all the terms and conditions of the contract. Okay. Okay, so next principle is subrogations. What is subrogations? Subrogation is the substitutions of one person in the place of another with reference to a lawful claim, demand, or right. Okay, so typically the operator will pay cost of injuries of the participants and then ask the third party or other operator of which the injured person contends cause the damage to him. Okay, the subrogation principle actually practice when when the like in this example, when there is accidents where the cause of uh, the accident is caused by one party, like Ali, Ali and Ahmad. Okay, but Ahmad's car damaged, totally damaged. So who should pay? In the first place, Ali should pay because Ali the one that caused the accident. Okay, but in a practice, basically Ahmad's because all the car in the road have coverage, isn't it? Have a takaful or insurance coverage. So in the practice, Ahmad's coverage, Ahmad Insurance Company will pay first. Okay, but later on, the company will apply, will ask Ali's takaful operator to pay for the loss. Okay. So it is subrogation just to replace one party with the other party that uh, they are the one that caused the injury. So they basically, but to ease the process, basically the one that have damage, the workshop, the car workshop will use Ahmad's coverage first. Okay, apply for the coverage from the victim first, and then later on the victim's insurance or takaful operator will apply the coverage or will submit the total loss or the cost to the Ali takaful coverage lah, because Ali is the one that caused the injury or the losses. Okay, so this is the principle of subrogation. Okay, the substitutions of one person in the place of another with reference to a lawful claim. It is lawful lah and demand of right. Okay, it is a right of Ahmad to get a coverage. No need to use his coverage. Okay. Okay, so far clear?
Doctor, who is another here? The substitution of one person in the place of another. Another here?
Yes, two party. One person in the place of another, the one that caused. Okay, one person, the substitutions of one person in the place of another is one person, the victims. Another is the one that caused the loss. First, the car workshop will use the protections of the victims, the victims coverage first. So they basically replace uh, the other persons. Okay, and then later on, his takaful operator will seek apa namanya, will submit the claims to the one that caused the accident. Okay, so two parties here lah, two parties. Okay, this is the subrogations. Any questions so far?
No, doctor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so next is contribution. The contribution here is not tabaruk contribution. The contribution here is means the right of an insurer to call upon others similarly but not necessarily equally liable to the same participant to share the cost of an indemnity payment. So all takaful operators that provide cover to a property will share in the damages of the said property. So in this case, a person cannot make profit by having more than one takaful plan on the same item. Okay, so this one happens when the takaful participants have subscribed to more than one takaful operator or takaful scheme. Okay, to cover the same risk, to cover the same risk, except for I think for the death benefit lah, for the death benefit. So because death benefit, the total loss cannot be counted. Okay, whatever the coverage of death benefit, then it should be paid to the family, to the heirs. Okay, but other than that, hospital bills. So if the takaful participant have subscribed to more than one takaful schemes to cover the same like cancer, so basically when it is happen, the takaful operator, they will because they are industry players, they can call other participants, other takaful operator that been subscribed by this takaful participant, and then they will share the total cost, okay, of the injury, okay, of the bill, for example. Okay, And then how much they wanted to share, it depends on the portions of the apa nama subscriptions lah, the contribution portion. If let's say Ahmad subscribe to uh, apa company Takaful operator A RM100, and then Ahmad subscribes to Takaful operator B with RM200. So Takaful operator B have to pay more than operator A. Okay, based on the subscriptions. So the right of Takaful operator to call upon others similarly. Okay, Takaful coverage. Okay, by Takaful operator. Okay, so that is why just enough for us to have a same one Takaful coverage to protect one not one a certain risks or illnesses. Okay, so like say we have a car general Takaful to protect our car, doesn't need for us to subscribe to other Takaful operator to protect the same car. Okay, one coverage, one Takaful operator, that's enough. Okay, because the purpose of Takaful is not to make a profit. It is for risk coverage. Okay, and then most of people think that they can make a profit in the Takaful, through Takaful or through insurance. No, they can't. Maybe a certain practice they can make profit, but that's not the real purpose of Takaful and then conventional insurance. Okay. Um, Usually people easy to make a profit for the death coverage. But the death coverage is not for the participant, it is for the family members. So that is why when the family knows that uh, this participant or his father have a death coverage, so they will commit apa namanya hazard, a moral hazard. They kill the father to get the protections. Okay, it has happened. It has happened. Many cases. Okay, certain cases in Malaysia also when the father is rich and then have subscribed to a million ringgits for the death benefit. So when the wife know, the wife just kill his husband and then to get the protection is moral hazard. When it is found that there is a intentionally plan, okay, that case, so the contract is void actually. Okay, when the case is planned. Okay, because that's not the purpose of insurance or takaful. Okay, and then next principle is proximate cause. The cause having the more significant impact in bringing about the loss. If let's say there is accident, so the main cause of loss is the car damage, isn't it? Not the damage of the laptop in the car, not cash, stolen cash. No. So the main cause of loss is the car, the damage of the car. So the other sub loss is not covered lah, unless the participant have additional coverage, like like a fire and then household or furniture is covered, so there is coverage for it. But for fire takaful, so the takaful coverage is only for the buildings, for the house, not the things inside the house. So most of the takaful coverage is concerns on the proximate cause of loss. Okay, not the additional loss because of the main loss. So the main loss will be covered. There is coverage for the main loss. Okay, not the sub loss. Okay, unless there is a rider. Okay, that been subscribed to, then it will be protect. Okay, so far clear.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Doctor. Yes.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, warranty. A warranty is a written guarantee of the integrity of a product and of the maker's responsibility for the repair or replacement of defective parts. So in Takaful, the coverage is a promise by the participant. Represent a statement affecting the validity of the contracts are true, and most Takaful contracts require the participant to make a certain warranties. So different with conventional insurance, this warranty will be given by the conventional company. The company will give warranty to the policyholder when this list of risk happens, they will protections. We will protect you. In Takaful, this warranty is given by the participant. Okay, is given by the participant, represent a statement of effecting. So how the participant warrant the other participants to have a mutual indemnity, to have a mutual protection and mutual assistance by giving giving regular contributions. Their contributions remain as a warranty for them to help others. Okay. So the contract will require them to sign and take stated that they will make or pay the contribution. So that is why the contribution here in Takaful, even the contribution is based on the tabarruk donation. The contribution here based on donation. In normal donation, no promise to pay donation, isn't it? Donation we cannot. It is we cannot impose the donation. You must donate. Okay, as a member of this group, you must donate. No, it is not donation because donation is act of voluntary, isn't it? But when the donation concept is practiced in Takaful, and then when the warranty is the principle of warranty is practiced, the concept of donations represents compulsory for the participants. Okay, compulsory for the participant to pay contribution. It is not a normal contributions lah. Enforced contribution, something like that. Enforced contribution or forced contributions lah. Okay, because they are abide with the principle of the business itself, which is a warranty. If the warranty principle is not there, so it will be risky to other participant and also risky for the takaful operator to run the business. Okay, if the principle of contribution is based on normal contribution, which is no enforcement can be met to people to contribution, isn't it? Okay, so the tabarruk element is also need to be tallied with the business itself lah. Okay. Okay, and then lastly is the principle of tabarruk. This one, okay, donation. The agreement by a participant to relinquish as tabarruk donation, a certain proportions of the takaful contribution. This is agreement. They agree to make a contribution. Then he agrees and undertakes to pay, thus enabling him to fulfill his obligations of mutual help and joint guarantee should any of his fellow participants suffer a defined loss. Okay. Okay, then the tabarruk concept is incorporated in takaful contract to eliminate the uncertainty element lah. Okay, we have discussed here. So that is the last principle that is practiced in takaful. Okay, and then just want to highlight here what is the underwriting activities. So in takaful and conventional insurance, you will heard about the underwriting. Okay, so what is underwriting activities? Underwriting is the process of assessing and classifying the degree of risk of an applicant and of selecting participants. So by doing so, a takaful operator can control the quality of new and renewal business that they write. They write is they protect lah. They accept to manage and to protect. Okay. So process of assess and classify. Once they receive a proposal from the participant can be individual and a company because company they are the clients of the business. Okay, the company participant. Okay, when the takaful operator accept the proposal, so they will assess. After they assess what types of risk and then what the level of risk, and then they will classify whether this risk is for individual risk, for general takaful and family takaful. So under general takaful, it is car, it is vehicle, or it is buildings. Okay, fire takaful, and under family takaful, this one a death, critical illness, total permanent disability, or any types of risk. So they will classify. So it is done by the underwriter. Okay. So the purpose of underwriting is to develop and maintain a profitable portfolio lah of business, and for underwriting to achieve its purpose, takaful operators must avoid adverse selection. So they must select um, rightly and properly. What are the risks that they can manage and cover? Okay, provided that the level of takaful fund that they have, or risk fund that currently they manage. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Okay, that's all for this topic on the principle, general principle of takaful. Okay. So far, any question?
Yes, doctor. Doctor, is that mean that the underwriter will check each of the participant before they participate in the takaful?
Yes, when they will check, how they check, basically they will receive a proposal or the form itself when the agent submit the participant forms. So the underwriting departments, they will see lah.
Or there are underwriting departments?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
what if I may ask, what is the background of the underwriter? How and
Oh, the actuaries.
all the actuaries?
Actuaries department sebenarnya. Because actuaries their task or their expertise is to manage and not manage risk, to basically to measure the risk and uh to expect, to calculate what the future risk that the company will have given that the proposal that they receive. They will calculate lah the risk level. Okay. Any other question?
About the donation tabaruk just now.
Hmm.
Like I'm I mean I'm just curious if we like contribute every month for the
Hmm.
takaful, does that mean that we will get the we will earn the reward of acting on donation, like donating in general idea, or is it different?
Oh, reward tu reward wordly ke hereafter reward?
Hereafter, I mean, like generally we have the idea of donation every time we donate. Inshallah, we will get reward. We will be rewarded, right? So, like, if does this takaful is related to that general idea of donation, or is it a
Yes,
different?
yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's related, and then it's bring that spirit of donations.
Mm,
That is why when the participant comes and then to seek quotations, the agents must instill the spirit of donation, so that when nothing happens to them, they will not be regretted.
oh, okay.
But if in the first place they don't have the intentions to make donations to assist others, okay, they don't have that awareness. So basically they just think and then plan and then hope they will get something in future from the
Mm,
takaful, if even nothing happened to them.
mm,
So that is why, to eliminate this, the regretful of the participants, there is elements of saving and investment.
mm.
Saving. So let's say you give 100 ringgit, it is not 100 ringgit will be put as donation. Maybe 50 ringgit, 50-50. 50 for protections and then 50 for saving. If
Oh,
nothing happens, they will be saving for you. If
mm,
50 ringgit per month for 1 year, kan? And then
mm,
600. So at the end of
mm,
the year, the saving accounts already 600. Is like a normal saving account.
mm.
Adalah something. So 50 ringgit for the coverage.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, I stop recording.